Welcome to the Social Common Kitchen, where we are on location because Catherine's kitchen is being renoed. We're here in Bikini Body Mommy's kitchen. This is Brianna.
And she is going to take us through some recipes. We'll do 3 recipes on how to take a traditional family meal and make it healthy. Right?
Yeah.
And it's
gonna
easy?
Be fun. Very easy, quick and easy, and traditional meal that we're going to do a little Bikini Body Mommy twist on.
We can't wait.
Let's go.
Okay, so our first recipe is the barbecue sweet potato sliders.
Yes.
So this is going to be like lower carb because we're not using the bun.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously so many families all over the world eat hamburgers, and what we're trying to avoid on the meal plan is bread and the gluten, and trying to make them more slow carb friendly so that it affects our blood sugar level in a positive way and keeps us in a fat burning zone.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Turkey versus pork versus beef, does it matter, or is it better? Is one better over the other?
Who's fatter?
So
Who's fatter?
the fatter of all of those would be beef, typically. I tend to stick with beef because I like the flavor, but you can use any meat that you want. You could even do these with like salmon or fish if you wanted to.
So if I use turkey, then I can eat like chips with my meal.
No,
Ah!
unfortunately.
I'm
That's not how it works.
Okay, fair.
But these sliders will change your life, honestly.
I'm looking for that. I'm looking to change my life.
To change your life, yeah.
Oh, yay.
So many people are familiar with the protein style burgers, which are really common, where you take you omit the bun, but you wrap your burger in lettuce.
Oh.
These sliders are actually, we're going to cut these in a way that they're going to replace the bread and actually look like a traditional burger, and they are amazing. They are so satisfying, tons of flavor, and they're to die for.
So what do we start with? Step one would be?
Step 1, what we're going to do is we're going to cut our sweet potatoes. Now, when you pick your sweet potatoes, this is probably the most important thing, is you want to think of a hamburger bun. They're round and symmetrical. So what you don't want to do is start with a defunct sweet potato like this.
Right.
You're not gonna get a good bun out of this guy here. So you want to take a nice sweet potato that's pretty round to start with. Okay.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and clear the cutting board.
Okay.
Clear the cutting board. Here we go.
Clear some
This
things
is
out
fun.
of the way
I
here.
do love to chop, but my knives need to be sharpened lately, I've noticed.
Well, we're gonna see if mine are sharp. So what
Can
we're
I
gonna
do
do?
it?
Yes, you can.
What
So
do I
I'm just
do?
gonna clear these out
Well,
of the way.
come on,
so
you know how to chop.
Cut the end off.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. And now we're gonna cut rings that are about 1/4 of an inch thick.
What is 1/4 of an
Is
inch?
that like a 1/4 of an inch?
Yes.
Can you see?
Do they shrink?
No, they don't shrink when you cook them, but you want to make sure that they're thick enough that they're not soggy.
Oh.
How's that?
That's perfect. That's a perfect thickness right there.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to keep going.
Yep, keep going.
And how many would you eat?
So one sweet potato.
I would eat a lot.
One medium sweet potato about this size will make about 6 sliders.
Wow.
And I would say that because they're mini in portion size, that you could probably have between 4 to 5 of them.
What? You can eat 4 to 5 burgers?
Yeah, they end up being about this big in diameter.
Wow.
So they're not like the main size, that's why I call them mini, of a traditional hamburger. So you could probably have about 4, and it would equal.
Can I also point out that if we've got lots of kids between us.
Yes.
So that sounds like a really
10 kids between us.
Yes. That sounds like a really inexpensive option to buying the buns if we can make 6 out of one sweet potato.
Wait, my kids don't eat the bun. Like it's like the bun is too much anyway.
Yeah.
So this is.
But your kids, these honestly, they turn out so cute, and kids are all about appearance, right?
That's right.
Like
And
they'll
minis.
eat anything that looks good, even if it's a vegetable. If you put
Yes.
it on a plate and make it look interesting, they'll eat it.
Well, Natalie, who knew you had such a talent for chefing?
I did.
Amazing.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna preheat our oven. So we'll do that in 1 second. But we're gonna lay these sweet potato sliders on a cookie sheet. And if it's non-stick,
I can do that. I'm really good at that.
I'm gonna move these and we'll do it right here on the cutting board. If it's non-stick, You don't need to grease the pan. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna arrange those. And now the trick with sweet potatoes is not to put them too close together because as you cook them, the moisture comes out and if they're too close together, they don't have a way to sweat and then they get soggy.
So don't overcrowd your pan.
Your pan?
Your pan.
Don't overcrowd your pan.
Well, is that okay?
It's okay if we have an odd man out.
Okay. Well, this is a better one than this one, so we're gonna do this.
Okay.
There we
perfect.
go.
All right.
Hey,
so then
good
we're
job.
gonna take some coarse sea salt, and it's important that it's coarse, and we're just gonna sprinkle this over all of them.
Why coarse?
Because it doesn't get absorbed into the sweet potato and make it too salty, and it actually adds like a little bit of a crusty finish to each bun.
Who knew this?
Because the moisture when it comes out when it cooks, and it sticks to them, and it's amazing.
We don't need any olive oil for this?
No.
Wow.
If you have a non-stick pan or some parchment paper, you won't need a...
How long are we cooking these for?
So we are going to cook these for about 20 minutes on 375.
But Catherine only cooks at 350. Everything at 350.
If I went in doubt.
But when you have a new kitchen and a new stove, you're going to be inspired to... That was...
Oh, but you're supposed to go over your shoulder, left
No,
or right.
just don't make a mess. Right?
No, but you have to. It's for good luck.
Oh,
Is it
Lord.
left or right?
There, we're done. Okay.
Okay. So we're going to move on to step 2, which is cooking our meat, and we're going to put these in the oven.
I know how to do that. Are you ready for this?
Let's watch
Hard work. Our sweet potatoes are in the oven.
They're going to cook for 30 minutes, and while that is happening, we're going to make the meat.
The meat of the burger.
Yes.
What do we do?
Okay, so we're going to open this package.
Natalie really loves this part too.
What,
so touching raw meat. So I like to give her that job always, especially the chicken. So Natalie, you get down and dirty in there.
Okay, so we are going to be adding in just some onion powder. We're going to do tablespoon of this bad boy right here.
Gosh, I don't usually measure, but
I don't really either, but I'm doing it for this. Like literally, you just go by.
Just throw it in until it looks good.
Oh, yeah, that looks perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what you do.
And then also some pepper. If you want the full ingredient list, you can find that down below. I'll give that to you guys to add to your.
Perfect.
And in a situation like this, if there's other things and spices that you like in your food, you just go ahead and customize it, right? Like
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you like to make your burgers traditionally a certain way, saute onions or whatever you do for them, great.
Yeah. Oh,
just don't
sauteed
put in
onions.
breadcrumbs. We want to avoid any type of gluten or crackers or anything like that.
Am I getting in there?
Get in there.
Wait, what about oatmeal? No.
Oatmeal is still a pseudo grain, so it has the same type of effect on the body.
Quinoa?
Quinoa you could do. I've never had a quinoa burger.
Me neither. I just threw it out there.
You know what I forgot to mention is when you were asking about meat, you can make these vegetarian as well. You can do like a black bean lentil burger.
Ooh,
we would like that.
I would like that.
Yes.
Which would be amazing. Okay, we want to crack 1 egg.
Oh, I can crack an egg.
Okay, and we're going to add that to the mixture.
I recently heard that chia in water can replace eggs to bind
As
food.
a binding agent. Yes.
Blew my mind.
Okay, so
Chia's blowing
Wait,
my mind.
1 egg or 2 eggs?
Let's do 1, and we want to just mix it in and see for texture. 2 might be too much since this is kind of a small package.
You are such a good blender, Natalie. Just get in there.
Okay, yeah, I think 1's gonna be enough. What do you think?
I think that's plenty, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It smells good. That onion powder smells
onion does
good. You know what I would put in here? I would chop up little jalapenos.
Oh, that would be
spicy
amazing. Or like
I
bell
would not.
peppers or something.
Oh,
in there
yeah.
would be really good.
Which
a little
one?
sweetness, like a
Bell
red pepper.
It's like a red pepper.
Okay. Yes, that'd be
A
good.
little sweetness and crunch.
Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to form our patties, and we can do this right on the cutting board. So they're going to be mini burgers.
But they
So
shrink, so how do we know?
So you're going to make it about the size of a golf ball.
Okay.
A little bit bigger than a golf ball. I guess a ping pong
Haven't
ball.
golfed
I don't
lately.
know. There we go. And we're going to flatten them out slightly and just set them on the...
You can barbecue these too.
You can bar... Yes, absolutely. Because they're smaller, you're going to want something like some sort of rack or something that they don't fall through.
Nice rack.
Like, yeah. Nice. Well, thank you.
Leave it to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep
this is
it
fun.
spicy.
Segue.
Again, sometimes this is a great way to get the kids involved. I mean, as long as they keep it like on the counter
And not in their mouth or in their
it's
face.
fun for them to do something like this. You know, if you're one of those moms who wants to get the kids in the kitchen and get involved, as
Yeah.
long as they wash their hands after, this is kind of fun. Am I going too big?
Oh,
What do you think, Brianna?
I think that's good.
Thank you.
Are you gonna do all of them?
Would you want to get
No,
dirty?
I love
I'll do them,
watching
I'll do
you.
them.
Yeah, you're doing such a good job with
Thanks.
this meat.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll do one.
Get your hands dirty.
Gosh, I feel hungry
It's
right
like-
now. So hungry, can't wait
That's
to
good.
eat my sweet potato.
Potato sliders.
Yes, sweet potatoes. And the sweet potatoes are sweet, so the they have a sweet kind of a taste, so the kids like it, right?
They do, and again, because they're mini and they're cute, the kids just are drawn to them.
And sweet potatoes are good for you, right?
Sweet potatoes are good for you. They're packed with tons of nutrients that are
There we
amazing
go.
for you. They're also a healthy source of carbohydrates, so it's not completely zero carb. Perfect. Awesome, awesome. So we are going to transfer these to a skillet, and we are going to cook them. Okay, so one tip with these is that if the patties are a little thicker, you can actually put a lid on the pan and it'll help cook them a little bit faster. You'll still need to flip them halfway through, but it definitely helps them cook a little bit faster and it locks in that moisture.
Because when they're hungry now.
Yeah,
That's
the problem.
That is the problem. And also, what we were just talking about, if you're gonna make these, they freeze amazingly well. So make a big batch of them, put them in the freezer, and then you just have to pull them out and nuke them, and you've got them ready to go. So we definitely want to pull that off because they're getting too moist. Gotta let them breathe for a second. Okay guys, so we've got our burgers, we have our sweet potato sliders straight out of the oven, and don't they smell amazing?
Amazing.
And the best part is assembling. It's so fun. Again, the kids can assemble their own too.
Yep.
And we just slice up.
You
these
can also
burgers.
add any veggies.
You
like
can
you can add like red peppers, or you can pack it with the. There we go.
There's the timer.
I do love these plum tomatoes because they're just the right size.
Yes. Yeah. So beefsteak tomatoes typically are going to be a little too big for this, and they're also a little too juicy.
Yes.
And these are perfect. They're perfect for these burgers. So with this, you can pull off a little bit of the lettuce, or one of my favorites to do is actually to use baby spinach leaves, which are more like in terms of the size, they're perfect.
You could also use both and really pack it with green.
You could.
If you want to get crazy.
Okay, can we do this?
Yes.
I'm so hungry.
All right. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take a bottom bun.
Voila.
You're gonna lay that down right here.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Perfect.
I'm gonna put.
Wait, can we see that the salt stayed on?
Yeah.
And just as you said,
and-
it's like one of those buns that have the salt on top.
And it tastes amazing.
I can't wait.
Amazing, amazing.
Can we talk about what kind of a sauce we should put on?
Right. So you want to use a gluten-free barbecue sauce, and there are tons of them out there. You just have to know where to look. Amazon is a great place. You can do a little Google search to find your own favorite sauce, and you also want to make sure that it doesn't have a ton of sugar. So
What's an acceptable amount? Like what gram amount?
that's a great question. Anything under 7 grams
Is good?
is good. More importantly, you want to make sure that sugar isn't listed in the first top 5 ingredients. So when you look in the ingredients list, you don't want sugar to be number 1 or number 2.
So that's a big.
Are you kidding me?
Look
Look
at-
at this.
Isn't it cute?
This is like dinner party worthy.
It's adorable.
that's
Great
a good
for the
one.
kids, but also if you serve that at a party.
So the kids typically, my kids don't like the greens. One of them will eat a tomato, but they like them just with the sweet potato and the burger.
You could put onion on there.
Put onion. You can load these up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys? Are you gonna make one?
Yeah, I'll make one really
Okay,
fast.
go.
I will do this.
This is such a good suggestion for moms.
And you can also give a bun if you wanted for the kids, and then you could do this and be like,
For yourself.
for yourself. There's no excuses, guys.
This is so cute.
So would you give your kids buns, or would they eat sweet potato? Let's be honest.
2 of them will
Yeah,
eat the sweet potato.
totally.
The little one, he's kind of iffy. He likes to disassemble his hamburger.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's what
yeah.
we were saying. They don't even like the buns. They prefer
Yeah.
it
Sometimes I think that they only eat burgers so they can have ketchup.
So look at this. Isn't it cute?
They are so perfect.
Okay, are we ready?
One,
Two,
three.
3.
Oh my gosh.
They're not first date food, but they are amazing.
Really good.
This is so delicious. The sweet potato is cooked perfectly, and I love the crunchy salt. And then with the greens and the fresh tomato, the flavor is so good.
Mm-hmm.
And you said we could have how many?
5.
4 to 5.
So the recipe will be below. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll put the recipe down below.
So you can find out how to make this in your own home.
Yeah, and feel free to get creative and experiment. Again, you're not locked in. That's the great thing about cooking, is that you can make the recipes your own and give you the very basic template of how to make, you know, different things, and you can experiment.
And Brianna said if you are a vegetarian, you can make
A black bean
black bean
burger
one.
or a corn and quinoa burger. I mean, there's so many different variations
corn and
out there.
quinoa. That sounds so good.
Make those for us tonight.
I should.
Thanks, Mom.
I'm making a mess all over
Oh,
the
so
house.
am I
too.
all over, but it's fun. That's why it's not first date food, but
I
it's
know,
good food.
It's good food. This is why they came. They just wanted to get a meal out of me.
Basically. That's
But
it.
we still have 2 more recipes we're gonna make with Brianna. So
Yeah.
make sure you check and see our other 2.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right now after we finish these.
Yep.
Have a great day.
Oh, good.